Yeah, he is a media darling who used to play football, and he's one of my bosses. It's Eli. Eli, how you doing, man? Welcome to the basement.
Oh, thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. How you doing?
I'm thrilled to see you. I think for everyone wondering, so Eli and I are doing a Zoom right now, and we had it scheduled for noon. Eli showed up at 11:59 exactly, perfect Coughlin time. Do you find that Coughlin time still follows you, Eli, as a father and a husband and as a media member?
It definitely follows me. I was actually like at my computer at 11:50, but I've learned with some of these Zooms, if you get on too early and then like no one's getting on, I start freaking out. I start calling people. I'm like, hey, no one's on
Yep.
here. It's 5 minutes early. No one's like, I think I got the wrong Zoom. I got the wrong Zoom. So I've kind of
Yeah.
learned like, all right, a minute or two before, and then I don't freak out.
It's just so perfect. And we have enough with the Zoom without the freaking out. Eli, we have big news to talk about today involving the Pro Bowl games and your very, very, very interesting, famous captain that we will get to shortly. But first of all, Eli, it is January 19th, and we have a Giants playoff game this weekend. How fired up are you?
That's exciting, and I am fired up. I'm going to Philly. When I retired, I said I'd never go to Philadelphia for a football game again, but I guess I lied. I didn't know I was lying, but playoff game, I gotta do it. So I got a couple of buddies going, aka security guards, because I am bringing my 11-year-old daughter. I've already warned her she's going to learn a few new vocabulary words, and what you learn and what you hear in Philadelphia stays in Philadelphia. You can't bring that back home. Cannot bring that back to school.
I thought, Eli, when you said a couple of buddies, you might have meant finger number one and finger number two, which you may need this weekend too.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the over under is for the number of double birds that I see this weekend. I can't quite figure out where to go there, but I think it's going to be a rowdy crowd Saturday night. So all day Saturday to prepare for the game in Philadelphia, and knowing that they have nothing to do on Sunday. It's not like Monday they got to go to work. They got a
Yeah.
full day to recover after. So I think the fans are going to be juiced up a little bit.
Well, if you got 70,000 people and they each have two hands, it's probably 140,000 middle fingers that will be coming to you. You know, Eli, when our parents were growing up, like our dads, I think the most famous middle finger was Johnny Cash. Like he had a legendary one. And then you on the Manning cast, I think, took the mantle from him. Hasn't it led to you getting more now than ever before?
It has, and my parents are so proud. They're starting to get
I
them
bet.
also. My mom loves like when people give it to her. It's really something she just calls me and says, "So proud of you of what you've been able to accomplish
Oh my
since you've
gosh.
been on TV." So not my proudest moment, but you just gotta embrace it, and I'm trying to do my best. And it's just hard to control these things. It's just things come out.
I
I'm a
know.
hand talker. Can't help it.
I hear you. Listen, give him to Eli. Let's spare Olivia. I don't. I don't think she deserves that. Even Eagles fans go to Eli. Now, I know you're not proud of it, Eli, necessarily, but I know. Joking aside, you're very, very proud of Daniel Jones and what he's doing right now. And in fact, I heard that you were able to talk to him before his first playoff game against the Vikings, and he had questions about does the game get faster? What's it like? Like, what was that exchange like, and what did you tell him?
Yeah, I mean, just I've been rooting for him, been excited for him all year. Have talked to him throughout the whole season, through the good times, the bad times, losses and wins, and just
Hmm.
he's done a great job of just staying steady and playing smart football. So I told him, hey, playoff don't change. All of a sudden change for the playoffs. Keep doing what you've been doing. He was asking if the speed is any different. If they play faster. I said, no one's playing faster. You don't all of a sudden, become a faster player in the playoffs. Everybody's, is trying as hard as they can. Sometimes, guys might get a little healthier or they feel fresh or, you kind of can, pick up the, momentum and tempo at practice and everybody's, feeling good. But it's still about going out there, executing, knowing the game plan and just making smart decisions. So don't get too overwhelmed with it. And so, same thing this weekend. And I think it's good. Hey, he's played in Philadelphia a number of times. He
Yeah.
knows what to expect and he's played this team. So, hey, go out there and just try to play your best.
You've always believed in him, and you've always been very outspoken about that. You know, Eli, He's had so many skeptics. I was a skeptic myself because you would hear, he's a great teammate and he's a really hard worker, but that's a lot of guys who just sometimes just don't have it. What was it about him that you saw and you've continued to see that made you really believe that he could be the player he's been right now?
Well, I think it's just, I saw the work ethic. I saw that, it was important to him,
Yeah.
he wanted to get better. I saw the things he was doing and the adjustments he was making to make, to get better. And he was committed to it and to working at it. And I just feel I feel there's something to those guys that come to New York. They struggle a little bit, and if
Hmm.
they can work their way through that, if they can not get down, or they cannot lose confidence, but instead it inspires them to work harder to fix it. And he's doing it for the right reasons. He's doing it for his teammates, and he's doing it for the Giants fans and the organization. I just think those guys that can get through that, all of a sudden they can really handle anything thrown at them. And so all of a sudden you get to a playoff game. Hey, you get to big games and fourth quarter 2-minute drives. It's not too big for you. You've been through worse scenarios, and so you can just go out there, be relaxed, have confidence in yourself, be comfortable in your own skin, doing it your way.
Hmm.
And so just felt that Daniel had all those things, and knew if he could just get some guys around him, get him in a system where he felt very comfortable, he could really shine and play well.
And he really has now. It's been incredible. To that point, Eli, I think the young people watching, like the TikTokers or the Stranger Things crowd, they may know you as, oh, Eli won 2 Super Bowls in New York. He just showed up and started winning. What they don't know is like you were getting crushed by the media when you were young. You were getting battered around on the field. I mean, you really took it hard, just like Daniel Jones did. Like in that city, you must hear it. How the hell do you ignore it? And how has he done that? Because it's been eyes on the prize.
Yeah, no, definitely. And hey, going in, that's what I've told Daniel. I said, going into my fourth year with the Giants, hey, I was there with Coach Coughlin. We're both going in our fourth year, and it was kind
Yeah.
of a do or die season. We lose our first 2 games. Also, we get a hot streak. We win 6 in a row. Then we lose four and playing terrible. And we find a way to, hey, make the playoffs. Get a hot run, and then kind of the rest is history. And so I just said, just keep making good decisions, keep doing things right, and it'll start clicking, and y'all start winning some of these close games in the fourth quarter. And
Yeah.
defense will step up, and everybody y'all play team, just great team football and find a way. So I think that's it's hey, you can't just listen to the papers and the media and social media. There's everybody's gonna have opinions. Be critical of yourself. Look hard at the film. Listen to your coaches. Your offense coordinator, head coach, quarterback coach. Take their criticism, take their praise, and all that, and
Yeah.
build off that, and make sure you're listening to the right people, and you have the right people kind of on your back, people that are telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear necessarily. And I think Daniel's done a good job of that.
Huge news today with Eli and the Pro Bowl and his captain, which we'll get to shortly. Eli, I live in Giants fans country. I'm up in Westchester outside of New York City. All the guys in my cul-de-sac, all the guys at the grocery store are just Giants fans. And they're so funny because they'll say, we got to stop living in the past. We got to stop living in the past. But then the second they win a playoff game, they're like, it's just like '07. It's the same team. It's happening again. Even the Super Bowl is in Arizona. It's the same thing. When you see this team, are you reminded of the '07 team?
I mean, I see some similarities just in the fact that they're able to win some close games. They're able to win some fourth quarter games early in the year. They went through a little slump in the middle of the season, and all of a sudden, second to the last game of the season, they had to win, to get in. And were able to beat Indianapolis. They got in. We beat Buffalo that year to kind of secure
Yeah.
your spot, and so going know they had to go on the road to get there. And so I think it's there's some similarities, but I think it's hey, they're their own team. They got their own identity,
Yeah.
new coaches. It's because there's some similarities doesn't mean it's gonna end exactly the same. But I'm gonna root for them. I'm gonna try to help them, and hopefully they can go into Philly and play a good game.
I hope so too. We would love to see it, and I know you'll be there with some family and some bodyguards. I want to show you something, Eli. I was in New York City this morning doing my job, and I ran into a pretty big New York celebrity and someone I'm not sure you've ever met before. But I took a video with this person, and this person has something to say with you. So Eli has not seen this. Huge New York celebrity right here with the message for Eli Manning. Go ahead and roll it. All right, Eli, I'm here on a professional television set, so with that comes very important professional broadcasters. In fact, I found one who wants to talk to you. Do you know this gentleman?
What's up, late douche?
What?
Listen, you used to bust my chops every time I come in the locker room talking about, oh, no media in here, no media in here, not allowed to come in. Look who's the media mogul now. Every damn TV channel, radio station, whatever we turn on, it's you.
We need more Eli. We don't think we have enough Eli.
We're tired of Eli. It's not like cowbell. We don't need more cowbell. We need more cowbell. We don't need more Eli.
That's O'Hara. Couldn't be more perfect. What do you think of that, Eli? What do you think of it?
I love it. I love it. Sean is, the old center. Sean. Yeah. The media was always, trouble. There. That was Darth Vader. That was like the dark side. You don't want to go to the dark side. I don't feel like I have. I don't feel like I'm in the media because I don't say anything negative about people. I'm a positive influence. I don't have to break down any other like film or say anything bad about anybody or any games. I talk to the Giants a little bit only after wins. I do that on purpose so I can be positive. I can always say wonderful things about them.
Dude, is there anything more perfectly Sean O'Hara that he found a way to wedge in a need more cowbell line into his video?
He loves the movie quotes. Loves, quoting anybody, especially Will Ferrell. But Shawnee's the best. The old center. I saw him one night. I was with them. I was watching the game with them on Sunday. So that was fun to celebrate. Watch the Giants game as we won that game with them. And he feels it once you're kind of part of this team, and he still does some stuff with the Giants. You get excited for these guys for what they're going through, and you reminisce about just being in that moment ourselves and how special it is when you're playing in the playoffs. Not every other team is practicing right now. Like it's just us. We have this great opportunity. So I know he's excited for the G-men also.
Well, you guys can reminisce if you want about something really fun that most people can't, and that's beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Sean did it once. You did it twice, and now years later, Eli, here we are at yet another crossroads with Brady. He just got knocked out of the playoffs. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't his greatest season. He's 45, and now we're all sitting here wondering, is that it? What do you think? In your gut, do you think he's done?
I don't know. I don't know if you can say that. I think it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to give up when you feel like you can still play. I mean, he threw it more than any other quarterback in the NFL this year. Like that shouldn't be the case for a guy who's 45 years old. Like it's like, hey, let's let this guy throw it when we need to, but he's out there, slinging it, and it's what he loves. This is what he's been doing for so long. And I think like the longer you do it, it even becomes harder to stop because it just become part of your routine and part of your life. And it's like, well, what am I going to do, in May, if I'm not at practice? Like, how am I going to fill all this time if I'm not preparing for football? And so I think it's hard, and he obviously loves it. He's still playing at a high level. So we'll see. I know there'll be interest for him, whether it's with the Bucs or other teams.
Well, if he does hang it up at some point, maybe he'll be in Las Vegas in the reimagined Pro Bowl games coaching against you in flag football. But it's not this year because it is you and it is Peyton. The three of us are actually going to work together in a couple weeks when you guys announce who your teams are. But right now, Eli, the news of the day today, Peyton's captain on the AFC team is going to be Snoop, which is incredible. And I know you guys are tight with Snoop, and I can't wait. Would you like to tell the people watching here on The Basement who your celebrity captain is going to be in the NFC?
Mine is Pete the Heat Davidson. Yes, he's got a new nickname, and I just gave it to him. But so Pete the Heat is joining me. Pete Davidson is coming in. He's going to be coaching these guys up and helping. And I don't know which way he's going to help, but he said he's in charge of our coaching outfit on game day. So I'm a little worried about that. I don't know what he has in mind. I'm sure it's some sort of
Okay.
sweatsuit, but that's what he says he wants to be in charge of.
Wow. Well, that's a reason to tune in alone. So Pete the Heat will be in charge of attire. Eli, once the game starts and you got your attire and he's kind of done, what do you expect his contribution to be to the ongoing game here once you're trying to coach and Pete the Heat? I'm not sure what he's doing.
I think pep talk. I think I told him, like,
Mm,
I'm not great at getting guys like fired up. That's not my thing. I wasn't very good at it as a player. I could kind of give a talk, but it was pretty basic. I would, kind of get other guys to get everybody, kind of jacked up and super excited. I was trying to stay calm. I'm like, stay calm. And so that's not great for the pep talk. So I told Pete he can work on that. I don't know if he can get through the whole speech without laughing and giggling at himself, but we'll see. I think he's up for the challenge.
cannot wait to watch Snoop Dogg versus Pete the Heat, Peyton versus Eli. Eli, let's close with this regarding Pete the Heat. Who do you think has more love and adoration from the female fans? Pete the Heat right now, or a Jesse Palmer, The Bachelor, back in the day?
Wow, that's tough. I was
Tough.
right there with
I
Jesse.
know.
Like it was actually pretty cool being in like the locker room as the show was airing, and like guys are like, yeah, I don't watch that show, and the guys would come in the next day. It's like, I know you're picking Jess. I know you're no, you're going with Trish.
Is
You're
that
going
true?
with Trish. I know it. Like, you don't even have to tell me. It's like guys are into it. They're watching it, and but now Jesse, hey, he's a married man.
That's right.
But during the time of The Bachelor, yeah, he was doing well. So that's a tough call. But Pete's on a hot streak right now. He seems to he has it figured out. I don't know why or what it is, but he's got it. He's got whatever it is that he has.
He's got it, and he's on your team. O'Hara and I, during commercial break this morning, talking about Jesse's stories, and when you were just amazing stuff that is not for the air, and I will leave it there. Eli, I love seeing you. Thank you for coming to the basement. I will see you in Las Vegas. Everybody will watch the reimagined Pro Bowl games: Team Eli versus Team Peyton, Pete the Heat versus Snoop Dogg. Thanks for coming in, bud. It's great to see you.
All right, Kyle. Appreciate it, pal.